Now that the fires have subsided and people are returning to what's left of their homes, they're having to cope with grief and loss. But there are ways you can heal and rebuild on the inside. We are joined now live by grief expert Lynne Hughes. Thanks so much for being here. It's a really important topic to talk about.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So, when people think of grief and often they're thinking about death, right? But the sense of loss can be real in other areas as well. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a society that just tends to think of grief as death, but it's so much more than that. And these wildfires are really bringing to mind that, of course, people are grieving loss of life, but they're grieving a roof over their head. They're grieving family memories and heirlooms that are lost. They're grieving the loss of communities and their life as they knew it. And it's really important to realize that those feelings of loss are grief, and to give themselves permission to feel those feelings and to honor it as grief.
Absolutely. So what is the best way to do that? Because often, I've talked to a lot of people in the fires. A lot of people just need to keep going in order to function in their daily lives, right? They're not taking the time out to sit with those feelings and to honor their own grief because they feel like they just can't. They need to keep their businesses going. They need to take their kids to school. They need to figure out the next step. So what is the best way to set that time aside?
Well, they need to know that grief isn't going anywhere. So while they can stay really busy, those emotions and those hard feelings are staying with them, and they may come out sideways in emotions or health. And to take that time to honor their grief, to do things like drain it off, physical exercise, telling their stories of loss, of what happened to them. And every time you tell your story, you heal a little bit and it depowers it. So talking about it. And I really encourage families to talk about it. The kids are scared. Everybody that was through evacuations or, again, just feeling sad and confused, and they've got to rebuild that safety net. And it really starts with the adults in their lives, reassuring them that even though they don't know why this happened, but they're going to be okay as a family, and they're going to get through this. And the kids are going to take their cues from their parents if they're talking about it, if they're doing things to take care of themselves. The kids will pick up on that and then learn to model those healthy coping skills as well. But it's also really important for them to think about, can they be a part of the rebuild? That is going to be a really healing thing for them, to be a part of their community's rebuild.
Right. And to do charitable works and kind of feel like they're helping other people and being productive in that way as well, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it just allows, volunteering and doing something else allows them to step outside of their loss, and you get all the gifts from volunteering comes back to you.
Absolutely. Tell us about your free support session, because you have been talking about sharing your feelings, and so many people are in this together, right? This really is a community-wide kind of grief.
Absolutely. Comfort Zone has been around for 26 years, and we have been providing resources for grieving children and families and helped over 25,000 children. But we've been in California since 2008. And so we really feel compelled. We've got so many campers and families and volunteers, and we just feel very connected to the California community. So we feel compelled to respond. We responded after September 11th with programming. We responded after COVID with special programming. And we know we have a proven program that can work. So we are offering a virtual support session this Saturday, February 8th at 9 a.m. for 2.5 hours. It is free of charge. It's open to adults and children over 10 years old. And we would love for people to come in their collective healing and tell their stories, and have people lean in with others who get it and talk about strategies for moving forward and navigating this loss.
And that's a really great resource. And for those who maybe can't make it or are trying to have these conversations on a daily basis with their own families, what is the best conversation starter, in your opinion, in terms of trying to work through this grief together?
The biggest thing I truly found is letting kids know and families know that they will be okay, and that they got this, and as a family that they will get through this and figure out a way to move forward, and that there is always something good from something bad, that it takes a while to see it, but that they will find happiness and be okay, and keep finding those moments to point out of what rebuilds a safety net. Every day that nothing bad happens starts rebuilding that safety net. So the more days that tick off the calendar too will help them rebuild that safety net.
All right. Well, really good reminder, really great advice, and we appreciate you being here so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And for more information on the camp and how to sign up, you can check out our website, kcalnews.com, and click Seen on TV.